Howdy folks, John with HillCo here to talk to you about a couple of new honey extractor models that I'm really excited about. We call these machines our E8 series of extractors. They offer a level of value, quality, and features that not too many others in the market can match today. The E8 series extracts 4 deep Langstroth frames in a tangential configuration or 8 medium or shallow Langstroth frames in a radial configuration. Let's zoom in here, I'll show you how it works. So in this motorized model here, we're showing you how the 8 medium or shallow Langstroth frames fit in the radial configuration. So radial extracting means that it slings the honey out of both sides of the frame at once. As you can see, they're pretty tight together here in this configuration, but even still, it slings the honey out real good out of both sides of the frame without stopping the need to stop and flip the frames over. On the hand crank version here, we're showing how the deep Langstroth frames fit in. Again, 4 deep Langstroth frames in a tangential configuration. The tangential means that it slings the honey out of only one side of the frame at a time. So because of the smaller diameter of the machine here, we can't fit the deep frames in radially, so we got to put them in a square fashion like this. But it still works pretty efficiently. It slings the honey out of one side after 2 or 3 minutes of spinning usually, and then you stop, flip the frame over, drop it back in, spin for a couple more minutes, and you're done. So it's a very efficient extraction in either tangential or radial configuration. The E8 series features all Type 304 food grade stainless steel, including the reel inside, the tank, the legs, every piece of the machine that's stainless steel is Type 304 food grade. The tanks themselves are 21 gauge food grade stainless steel. 21 gauge is thicker than the previous model we had and some of the thickest available in the industry in extractors of this class. The E8 series also features our easy drain tank design, something we've been using for a couple years now in our heated bottling tanks as well as our Max series honey extractors. A really unique and slick design. If you can see here from the side, the tank floor is about 1 inch higher on the back than it is in the front. So it slopes towards the honey gate there for a nice, clean, quick flow of honey out the tank. No obstruction in there. They now have a stainless steel welded honey gate, as you can see here. And that honey gate drain is mounted flush at or below the same level as the tank floor. So as that honey flows down that slope, tank is able to flow right out the honey gate, no obstruction in there. Some of our competitor models, they have a design that mounts the honey gate 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch above the tank floor. See, it traps a lot of honey in there that you gotta be flipping that machine over, almost invert the whole thing to get that last little bit of honey out. Not so with the easy drain design. Right out the gate, right into your bucket, no mess, no fuss, just the way it should be. Additionally, these machines are tall enough to fit a 5-gallon bucket right underneath the honey gate. So we'll talk about our drive systems now. On the hand crank model, we have a really nice, smooth, free spinning gearbox design. So some of the cheaper models have a gearbox that does not coast. I'll show you here what that means. So I can crank it up and get it going here, and I can let off the throttle or stop cranking, and the machine still coasts. And I can keep going and get it going again, and I can stop and take a break. Other competitor models have a cheaper gearbox design that whenever that basket is spinning, the crank is also spinning, so you can't really take a break, or if you do take a break, you got that handle still spinning and you're banging your hand up trying to get a hold of that crank again. So very easy, very effortless, very smooth, and you can also bring it to a quick stop by simply reversing the handle the other direction. This has a lifetime grease in it, so you don't need to worry about maintaining that grease down the road. It's ready to go for the duration. Now on the motorized model, this features our tried and true Power Max drive system. We've been using this drive system for a couple years now. This same design, we've got thousands of machines out there all over the US and Canada and other parts of the world using the Power Max drive system. We really, really like it. It features a 3-phase motor, a 5-to-1 worm drive gearbox, and a digital VFD motor controller. It's a really smooth, really quiet, really long-lasting, durable design that's built to stand the test of time. So this 3-phase motor, we use that because it's relatively inexpensive. It's an industrial grade design. It's pretty simple, very few parts in here to go bad, and it just is really, really good for speed controlling. That's why we like 3-phase. And then the worm drive gearbox uses, it's just a very simple design. Again, we have a lifetime grease in here as well, by the way, so you don't have to worry about maintenance on that. It only has 2 bearings and 2 gears. By the way, before I forget, all steel gears in both this and the hand crank model. Not a bunch of plastic junk, all steel heat treated gears. So that 5-to-1 gearbox, again, just very simple, very smooth, transfers power from this way down to that way. Very smooth operation. And then the VFD motor controller is what does all the magic. Again, I mentioned it's a 3-phase motor, but it still plugs into normal 110 volt household current, just like your vacuum cleaner, your toaster, any other normal 110 volt household appliance. The reason it can do that is because of this amazing technology in the VFD controller. If you want to come around here, I'll show you how it works real quick. It's so simple. You see a lot of buttons here, but it's really a very simple design. So you just hit your on off button, you'll hear the fan kick on, and you just turn this knob, and it just very slowly and gradually, or as fast or as slow as you want, increases speed. This here number is the RPMs, the shaft speed is running right now. And the beauty of this system is you can just slowly creep it up. You can control that speed very, very fine-tuned. So as you're extracting, it takes some time for the honey to sling out and start to balance out. No two frames of honey weigh the same, so these machines tend to kind of wobble a little bit. So the beauty of this very intricate variable speed is you can just get it going as slow or as fast as you want to get that right speed at kind of that sweet spot to where it's slinging honey out, but is not jumping the machine all around. And so top speed is 360 RPM. Nice and quick to get that honey slung out. These machines are very, very easy to maintain. You can, and by the way, before I forget, you can easily exchange. If you buy a hand crank model to start out, you want to go a little bit cheaper to start with, you can buy the hand crank model and very easily purchase the whole top bar assembly here to upgrade it to a motorized. All you gotta do is take these two knobs off and pull that off and drop this in its place. Very, very simple. We try to make these things very simple to design, maintain, to use. And I'll mention before I forget too, on the drive system, you know, these motors, gearboxes, controllers, all these parts are everything. We'll talk about the warranty here. 3-year warranty on top to bottom on these machines. Every single part of these machines is covered for 3 years. But in addition, these components are not that expensive to replace. They're simple to work on. You have a simple plug here that connects the controller to the motor gearbox. So if you need to ever replace a component, it's very easy to do, very simple to do. And if you had to buy the parts outside of the warranty period, they're not very expensive. We don't gouge you on parts price. We keep these parts in stock. We assemble these machines in-house. We got plenty of parts in stock all the time. So, and as far as maintenance goes, again, very simple in these machines. Again, the gearboxes are maintenance free. If you want to take it apart to clean it on either machine, all you got to do is take these two knobs off, and the whole top bar lifts off. It separates in the basket inside. You can pull that basket out to give the machine a good wash down anytime you want to. Personally, I just garden hose mine out most of the time. I just put my garden hose on a jet setting, cold water, and just hose it out for a few minutes, but you can very easily take it apart to clean it as well if you want to. Another thing, there's a bottom bearing under here that on the bottom of the machine. It takes food grade grease. So you have to grease it about once a year, every 10 hours, whichever comes first. Very simple maintenance. You can either take the machine apart and put some grease in that bearing socket from the top, or on all of these machines, they feature a grease zerk under there on the bottom of that center bearing there. So if you got a grease gun and you want to put your food grade grease in the grease gun, you can easily grease it from the bottom as well without having to take the machine back apart. So again, really exciting. 2 new models offer a great level of value for the hobbyist and beginner beekeeper. Check them out on our website, www.hillco.buzz. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.